Knock, knock. Who's there? Explosion! Knock, knock. Who's there? Hammer time! Knock, knock. Who's there? Bullets! In Rainbow Six Siege, you really don't want to answer the door, which is actually pretty easy because there really aren't any doors. There are doorways and window frames, but they tend to be barricaded or reinforced, and they tend to get blown up or shot through with alarming frequency. Doors and windows are dangerous. Then again, so are walls, floors, and ceilings. If it's not the roof of a house or the exterior of a plane, odds are someone can kill you through it. And speaking of plane, there's a new map in the closed alpha version of Rainbow Six Siege that we played. This isn't your average commuter plane, though. It's one of those 3-story presidential deals with meeting rooms and cargo holds and sneaky ladders for hopping down behind dudes and popping them real good. There are fewer points of entry than on the house map, which was shown at E3 last year, and the windows are bulletproof, so defenders can engage early if they spot where the attackers are coming from and maybe lay a little C4 surprise. This kind of bottlenecking can burn time off the clock, and the 3-minute countdown is one of the big motivators in Siege. Time can move surprisingly quickly between planning, infiltration, getting messed up, having to make an entire new plan, etc., etc. There's also the kill countdown, which updates anytime someone is killed, letting you know which way the momentum is swinging. Add to that the mounting tension of hearing breach explosions getting closer and closer and closer to you. And then suddenly the ceiling is exploding all around you, and oh my god, they're coming in from above. But no, that's just a distraction tactic, and now they're in the room with you. Aw, nuts. Conventional wisdom holds that knowing is half the battle, but in Rainbow Six Siege, it feels like 3/4 would be more accurate. Scouting the enemy's position is crucial to formulating and adapting your battle plan, and knowing the map layout makes the difference between being the flanker or the flankee. But just as important as knowing where your enemy is knowing who your enemy is. 20 unique operators will populate Rainbow Six Siege, and in the closed alpha, we got to play as 10 of them. Though at first glance they look like a bunch of jackbooted stormtroopers, they each have distinguishing attributes that will allow sharp-eyed players to gain valuable intel on what's coming their way. Spot a guy with a classic-looking gas mask during the drone scouting phase? Watch out for toxic gas traps stuck to the walls. Is there a big fella with a riot helmet? Your enemies might have extra armor to absorb your bullets. And what about that hulking goon with the big ol' sledgehammer? Well, you can guess how that's gonna go. Oh yeah! Now that you know what's coming, you can take steps to neutralize your opponent's strengths. EMP grenades can keep those gas traps from being remotely triggered. A heartbeat sensor can help you shoot accurately through floors and ceilings to shred that armor. And reinforced barricades will slow down even the hammerinest Hank in town. Tactics and counter-tactics, actions and reactions. The core of Rainbow Six Siege lies in this ever-evolving strategic battle. Flanking outside the house to surprise the attackers might work one round, but next time around, they'll be ready. An electronic jammer might stymie your buddy's breach charge, forcing you to fire a round from your breach charge launcher. Players choose their operators each round, selecting which unique abilities to bring into battle and which to leave behind, and adapting that strategy from round to round. These choices throw a whole new crop of considerations into the all-important battle for intel. Which leads us to the question of how your team will share all this intel. Voice chat is pretty clearly the best way, and a communicative team is much more fun to be on and generally more successful. But a game developer can't rely on their players to feel chatty. As of now, Ubisoft is still working on the in-game communication systems, so all we can do is speculate. Will there be silent emotes that require line of sight between teammates, or vocal callouts that the enemy might overhear? A spotting mechanic like the one used in Battlefield, or something like the countdown timer from Portal 2's cooperative mode. At the end of our time with Rainbow Six Siege, we couldn't stop thinking of different strategies to try, and ways we could have countered our opponents. Rappelling into windows is an action hero move, but it was the guy who rappelled just above our window that got the better of us. That time a trapdoor exploded right above us, but we tossed C4 up into the hole and got a kill? Delightful. Rainbow Six Siege is currently slated to come out this fall on PC, Xbox One, and PS4, but there's a closed alpha coming up soon that you can sign up for online if, like us, you just don't want to wait that long to try out some strategies of your own. Stories of triumph and failure in Siege aren't just fun to share. They're also valuable learning lessons, because it seems like there's always something else to try, or something you've never even thought of.